recently read the book Drive, The Surprising Truth About What Motivates Us by Daniel Pink. Let me give you a hypothetical. Suppose that you're a parent and you have a daughter, a teenage daughter, whose room is an absolute mess, like a bomb went off in there, and you want your daughter to clean her room. You're trying to sell her on the idea of cleaning her room. What do? You can try to bribe her. That might work in the short term. You can try to threaten her. That might work in the short term. You can try to tell her about the meaning of clean rooms. But there's actually a technique from counseling literature by Mike Pantalon of Yale University called motivational interviewing. What you can do more effectively is ask two irrational questions. So let's say you have a daughter named Maria, and Maria has a messy room and you want her to clean her room. Two questions you can ask Maria are, Maria, on a scale between 1 and 10, 1 meaning I'm not ready at all, 10 meaning I'm ready to do it right now, how ready are you, Maria, to clean your room now? Maria's room is a pigsty. It's not going to give you a 10 or a 9, so maybe she'll give you a 2. Mom, I'm a 2. Here's what the second question comes in, and it's a really interesting counterintuitive question. You say to Maria, okay Maria, you're a 2. Why didn't you pick a lower number? Here's what happened. Maria has to explain why she isn't a 1. She says, well, you know, I am 15 and I probably should get my act together. If I had my room cleaner, I would be able to get to school on time and maybe see my friends a little bit more. What happens with that second question? Why didn't you pick a lower number? Maria begins articulating her own reasons for doing something. And this is really axiomatic in sales and persuasion. When people have their own reasons for doing something, not yours, their own, they believe in those reasons more deeply and adhere to the behavior more strongly. Now, suppose Maria says, Mom, I'm on a scale on 1 to 10, I'm a 1. That makes things a little bit more complicated. It's really, really important to understand it. Here's what you say. Maria, what can we do to make you a 2? And what that does, Maria will say, well, if you and Mom help me for 15 minutes to get this started. Maybe if you not let me take out the trash and set the table tonight, so it'll free up some time for me to do it. Because usually when people are a 1, it's not because they're purely obstinate. It's because there's some kind of environmental obstacle in front of them. If somebody says I'm a 1, find out what that obstacle is and try to make them a 2, and that might give you some more momentum. So this example is with parenting, but you can do it for your employees, or you can't with any persuasive encounter, but you can use it to persuade your boss or reluctant prospect in an actual sales encounter. You can use it with someone, your neighbor who's resisting moving his garbage cans or something like that. The key here is that first principles is that we tend to think that persuasion or motivation is something that one person to another. And what the social science tells us very clearly, that it's really something that people do for themselves. And your job as a persuader, as a motivator, is to reset the content and service people's own reasons for doing something. Because it works a lot better. What motivates people to do cognitive tasks? There's 3 factors that influence motivation. That's autonomy, mastery, and purpose. In autonomy, for instance, with smart creators like in Google, to be self-directed, they want to be masters of their own fate. Many companies give their employees autonomy, and Google, for instance, 20% time, where Googlers can use 20% time for something that's not directly related to their main job. Very simple initiatives that created amazing projects, such as Gmail, Google News. So smart creative people give them autonomy, and when they have it, they can do incredible things. The second one, mastery. People want to be good at things. That's why we take dancing class or play instruments or learn new languages. For instance, to like open source projects to contribute to that. An open source project just means the project is available to the public for free and anyone can modify the code. So many can contribute to these projects in their spare time for free. You might think, what? Nobody uses that. Let's take a look at some of these projects. Like Wikipedia, Android. Why do people do this? Because it's challenging, because they get better, and because they feel accomplished. With mastery as well, you want to, instead of employees meeting up once a year, how well things are going, meet up with them once a month. See yourself every day. How can you improve? So with employees' performance, Green Cargo, for instance, they meet with their employees once a month for an intense 1-hour-long coaching session. During the performance review, the employee must see if they're overwhelmed or underwhelmed with their current work assignment. So they have to find a way to craft the Goldilocks work assignment for that employee. A Goldilocks work assignment is an assignment that's not too hard or not too easy, but just right, just above their current skill level. If an employee can find this Goldilocks level, that employee is more likely to be engaged in the task at hand and feel a sense of mastery. The third one, is purpose. Smart, creative people want their work to be meaningful. Everyone wants to change the world, and given the opportunity, they will. Just like Steve Jobs, who wanted to make a dent in the universe, or Elon Musk, who wants to make our species interplanetary. People have that burning desire to change the world. Purpose is the desire to work hard in the service of something greater than ourselves. So, should people not be paid at all? Well, they should be paid just enough so money is not an issue anymore. And then they can focus on autonomy, mastery, purpose. So, if you want your students or children or employees to be more engaged, we need to stop offering incentives like bonuses or good grades or presents, or threatening punishments for non-compliance, and start creating a sense of autonomy, mastery, and purpose. That was a core message that I got from Drive by Daniel Pink. It's essential reading if you're trying to get others or yourself more motivated to work on complex problems. I highly recommend it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a productive day.